How's it going, Bremerton? Josh Farley from the Kitsap Sun on board the Chimacum, the newest ferry to ply the waters of Rich Passage between Seattle and Bremerton. And today, as usual, I bring you 5 stories about Bremerton that you just got to know about happening this week. Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 today, the Chimacum did indeed enter service this past Friday following a big celebration amongst dignitaries on Thursday. The Chimacum is a $123 million vessel built at Vigor Shipyards in Seattle. The good news for the Chimacum is it has capacity for 144 cars and 1,500 people no matter what. So those late night runs when the Coast Guard was cutting capacity down to 600 are no more. As long as the Chimacum is running, it has life preservers and lifeboats for 1,500 people. The bad news, several commuters have pointed out to me that the self-service and internet connection on board the vessel is weak and that there's not very much room in the indoor seating areas and in the galley for what is a growing commuter base. So, mixed reviews all around, but I'd like to hear what you have to say about the Chimacum. Go ahead and fire off an email to me at josh.farley@kitsapsun.com and let me know how you feel about our new ferry. Story number 2 on the Bremerton Beat Blast today is the Bremerton Bridge Blast. The Bridge Blast is almost here, and on Saturday at 9 a.m., the Manette Bridge will close to all traffic, vehicular and otherwise. That way, organizers can set up 7 cannons that will span the entire bridge, firing fireworks at 10:15 p.m. of upwards of 800 feet into the air. So where can you watch from? There will be lots of great places and spaces along the Port Washington Narrows that you can watch from. Evergreen Rotary Park, the Louis Mentor Boardwalk, and even the Whitey Domstad Viewscape in Manette will offer great views of the fireworks above. Remember to bring plenty of patience. It will not be easy probably to find parking in the area. If you can walk to the event, all the better. And bring a lawn chair, bring along a blanket, and please remember there is no alcohol and no other fireworks should be shot off that night in any of the parks or anywhere in the city. It will be illegal. Story number 3, it's a big year for theater remodels in downtown Bremerton. The 1942-built city-owned Admiral Theater will be getting a renovated marquee, as well as a new sound system, a renovated lobby, and new carpeting to go around. But fear not, as part of the $1 million overhaul, those mermaids on the walls are not going anywhere. Meanwhile, up the street at 4th Street's 1941-built Roxy Theater, there will also be a $1 million renovation. The Roxy, which was last owned by a church before going into foreclosure, was purchased by Sound West Group, which is also putting in 27 loft apartments around the Roxy Theater. For the Roxy remodel, Sound West Group plans on giving it a deep clean, as well as renovating the lobby area, of course restoring the beautiful marquee out front to its former grandeur, and rehanging a chandelier that once graced the lobby. If you want to check out the Roxy Theater before its remodel, I highly recommend you come to our Bremerton Mayor's Forum. That will be held at 7 p.m. on July 11th inside the Roxy. It's free to attend and will be hosted by yours truly. Story number 4. Speaking of theaters, can you believe it's already been 5 years since Seafilm Cinemas opened in downtown Bremerton? Well, indeed it has. The theater has sold more than 1 million tickets in that time. I spoke with General Manager Julie Stitt about what she feels has made the theater such a success in downtown Bremerton.
We've sold about 97,000 pounds of popcorn, which is a lot of popcorn. About 17,000 gallons of soda. It's been really great. I mean, every year we get busier and busier. It's been fun, you know, talking with all the community members and the fans and the customers. We have a lot of regular customers that come that are friends. It's been a nice part of the community.
And finally, story number 5. Bremerton's Bark Park at Pendergast Regional Park used to look more like a lake than a place where dogs could play. But that has changed, thanks to a $10,000 grant from company PetSafe, as well as more bark in the park from City Parks officials. I spoke with some of the park's most frequent users about what amenities have been added.
Dogs really need to get their yayas out if you expect them to be good dogs. So any place that gives them the ability to run unfettered and be a dog is good for them.
I would not have been able to keep my rescue lab there because he has so much energy. He needs to run, and there's nowhere where I live in Bremerton to do that except here, and it's a gift, really.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast. One more note, this Friday at 7 p.m. at Dog Days Brewery in downtown Bremerton, we will be unveiling the champion of the Bremerton Beat Blast competition. Thanks very much to all who voted. I want to remind you one more time, www.kitsapsun.com/biteblast is the place you can vote, and our event on Friday is very much sold out. However, fear not, I will be bringing you the results in an episode to come. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Music for this week's Bremerton Beat Blast was provided by Hippie and the Squids, a Bremerton band that formed in 2011. Hippie and the Squids is Chris Schweitzer on guitar and vocals, Kevin Frazier on bass, and Brandon Henneman on the cajon. Their song Ground on Which I Stood is featured, and they'll be playing the Silverdale Beach Hotel at 7 p.m. on Friday.